What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Trading to Glory episode on the channel. My name is Sean, aka Elite, and today we're talking about the investment method that you can use every single weekend to make absolute bank. And this weekend I put all of my coins into it, and it worked out brilliantly, as you can probably tell by the title. And if you've been keeping up with the Trading to Glory series and you've seen the last couple of episodes, you know what the card I invested most of my coins into was, and that was Frankie de Jong, who, as you can see, we've been selling for 125,000 coins. I got most of them for about 100,000 coins. We got some for as low as 97, 98K. Some of them I paid up to about 105,000 coins, but the average was somewhere around 100K, and I bought 18 of them, which adds up to about 360 to 380,000 coins total of the profit that we made, which wasn't all of the profit, and some of it's not currently on the transfer list, but some more of it is on this Teo Hernandez, the Nkunku. You know, that's another 15K right there. Nkunku was another like 5 to 10K. Thomas Muller's was another 5K each, and then you've got a bunch of other cards on here that we either packed or flipped for profit. Luis Suarez there, Immobile. So we've got a lot of cards on the transfer list right now. And we've still got some more to sell. We've got 5 more Frankie de Jongs right there that we still need to sell. And as I said, we got them for about 100,000 coins each, and we're listing them for 125. And I'll list the rest of those overnight. So we've got 5 more of them. We started the weekend actually with about 2 million coins. Once I list those 5, that'll take us up to probably somewhere near 2.9 million coins. Not going to get quite all the way there after tax, I believe, but it'll be somewhere close. So that's a really, really good weekend in terms of trading and investing. And let me go ahead and show you guys exactly how we found this Frankie de Jong card, why it worked so much, and why it should work every single weekend as we move forward. So the first thing that caught my eye, guys, was the Team of the Week. And once Team of the Week 4 came out, I saw Memphis Depay was a card that was really, really good. It was not ridiculously high rated, and a lot of people would get it in their red picks. So I thought, what's a good link to Depay that people would link it to? Depay, well, hyperlink, it's Frankie de Jong, Netherlands, Barcelona, La Liga. That's a hyperlink to Depay. So Frankie de Jong was on my radar already, and then he also got a little bit of help from the Fekir SBC because a lot of people wanted to build around Fekir, and they built teams in La Liga in general. So a lot of La Liga players rose, and Ousmane Dembele was exactly the same in terms of the rise. And then there's one more card that came out, Danjuma, which also had a little bit of an impact on the price of Frankie de Jong. I believe he's got a special card out now that's not the Inform. It's one of the Road to the Knockout cards. So those are all reasons that the card went up. It was all about complement links and meta. Now, Frankie de Jong's still in packs, but it still rose a lot more than even some cards that are out of packs, and that was the reason why. So as we move forward, and this is the takeaway from all of this that we're talking about in the intro of today's video, the takeaway is to always invest in the cards that have those complement links, especially ones that are going to be linking to untradeable cards that a lot of people are doing. Fekir is an untradeable card that a lot of people are building around right now. Red picks are untradeable cards that a lot of people build around. So with that being said, Frankie de Jong was a great investment. Ousmane Dembele would have been a great investment if we had gone with him as well. So that worked out really, really good. This week, we're going to see Team of the Week 5, and I'm immediately going to shout out, okay, well, I like this Inform, and here's a couple of links that might work going into this weekend. But this video is not going to be all about that trading method, which has been working really, really well for us. It's also going to be about what we can expect throughout this week going into the weekend, before we even make those investments, which are normally, Saturday, Sunday, when they hit their cheapest point. That's when we're going to be investing in that. But throughout the week, we're actually looking at some of the UEFA Champions League cards getting dropped into the game. So these cards right here have been really, really hyped up. They obviously haven't been confirmed by EA. It's still speculation, But I've seen so much of the community hyped up over these cards. UEFA marquee matchups dropping today here on Tuesday at 6 p.m. UK. That could add a lot of supply to the market. So if you're still holding on to some cards, I wouldn't say panic sell, but if they're up in price right now and you haven't, you're watching this video right when it drops, you've still got yourself, 9 to 10 hours before the marquee matchups would, in theory, drop. So you've got plenty of time to sell those cards beforehand if you can find a high point on your informs, on your, even gold cards, because if 6 p.m. UK rolls around and they do drop UEFA marquee matchups, there will be a hit to the market in dropping prices. It's going to be another opportunity to make investments. It's going to be an opportunity to pick up some cards that have dropped. And speaking of which, today's 75-plus player pick SBC, which I've done a few of them, haven't gotten anything out of them, have had an impact on the market on a lot of cards. Bruno Fernandes is actually one of them, who was about 105,000 coins just 2 days ago. He's already down to under 77,000 coins. I mean, he has dropped over 25% of his price in the course of 2 days. So you compare that to another center mid over the course of the same weekend in Frankie de Jong, complete opposite direction. So you've really got to value those complement links, because right now, this Bruno Fernandes card really is crashing. And it's not the only card that's crashing, but it's probably the most extreme one that's been dropping. And a lot of people were asking me, Elite, can I buy this card and will it recover? Will it go back up to 105K? And my answer to that is probably not. I don't even think it'll get back over 90,000 coins unless it has some help from another card. Unless a Bernardo Silva right wing card comes out and people would want to link it to Bruno Fernandes. Maybe a Manchester United guy gets an upgrade and people start to use the EPL teams a little bit more, because EPL teams, not going to lie, haven't been too hyped up this year. Sure, you've got your meta Raheem Sterling kind of cards. Aubameyang is very annoying to go up against. Gabriel Jesus. People use them. And Bruno Fernandes is in a lot of those teams, but I haven't seen nearly as many EPL teams this year as I have in previous years. People are really branching out to La Liga and Serie A quite a bit. I've seen a little bit of Ligue 1 this year because of how good PSG is. Still don't see too much of Bundesliga. I think that's not used all too much this year so far, but that could change in the next coming weeks. But it would need some help, as I'm saying. It would need some help from other cards getting dropped for people to want to gravitate towards building an EPL team, because it seems like you're paying a premium for these cards and you're really not getting too much in return when other leagues have much better value. And that's why I went, and a lot of people also went Serie A at the beginning of the year. I mean, these cards had very similar stats to what you see in Premier League cards, and they were 1/10 of the price, and that's not even an exaggeration. Now, I do have this Paul Pogba down here untradeable now, so that makes me kind of want to build around him a little bit and go with maybe a Bruno Fernandes, but in the end, it's really not going to recover all that much. It could correct itself if you're lucky back up to about 85,000 coins. But even when you're looking at that, you could buy a bunch of them here, maybe make 3 or 4 or 5,000 coin profit per card. But that's what I'm saying. You kind of would have to get lucky even with that. And I feel like the risk is higher than the reward on some of those cards. Now, that's completely different to what we saw on Friday. When cards crashed on Friday, it was due to the overwhelming amount of supply that was hitting the market at the exact same time, and that supply, it wasn't going to last forever. In fact, it only lasted about 30 minutes to an hour before cards started rising back up. If you took a look at the informs, they definitely took a hit on that Friday, but Theo Hernandez, he went from 205K to 190, right back up to 205 to 210, all the way up to 215 later that night. In literally just a few hours. So some cards are only getting panic sold for a couple of minutes, really. These are not the type of cards that are just getting panic sold over a couple of minutes and then going to correct themselves immediately. So let me show you the Bruno Fernandes graph right here and show you the difference that it really has to a quick drop that we saw on all the cards during the Friday supply, right? And unfortunately, I can't show you Friday's graph because that would be a great illustration to compare it to. But look at this. I mean, it started on Sunday at 97, 98K. Even on Saturday, it was a little bit higher. You know, it went 118, 108. And then on Sunday, we can start looking at it from the hour. 98. It slowly dropped all day, all the way down to 91. And then yesterday, it started at 91, 92, continued to just slowly drop. I mean, this wasn't necessarily panic selling. This was people packing Bruno Fernandes in that 75 plus. Also, people gravitating towards other leagues and just dumping him from their team. I mean, you look at the card and he's only got 75 pace. It's a matter of time before this card becomes SBC fodder. And you guys might call me crazy for saying that, but it's not a card that's going to last another month. I'd give it a month before it's SBC fodder. It's not a card that's going to be amazing for a while. It's going to need upgrades. 75 pace is not going to cut it at the top level, and people aren't going to want to use it. And we see after this weekend league, people are already dumping that card, and he's gone from literally 118,000 coins on Friday to 77K on Monday. That is quite significant. And the most important part about that was the fact that it didn't go from 118K to 77K in an hour. It took 4 days of gradual dropping for that card. And you know what else gradually dropped just like this card? Erling Haaland, who is also SBC fodder now. Something you would not have expected from this kind of card at the beginning of FIFA 22. Erling Haaland is SBC fodder now. You can see it dropped, you know, it even rose. It even rose a lot. It went to 86. It went all the way up to 100K. And it just gradually dropped. It didn't drop 20K on a single day. Just 4K every day until it became SBC fodder right about here. And it's been SBC fodder for about a week now. It's the exact same thing we're probably going to expect from Bruno Fernandes. I can't imagine people are going to go out and flock over Bruno Fernandes because of the drop like they have with Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez is a card that people want to use. It's a card that will last a little while until something replaces it. Maybe it's another Inform Hernandez, but you think about left backs from Serie A, and there's Spinazzola, and then there's Theo Hernandez, and they're kind of in different price brackets, especially because one's French. And you've still got Ferland Mendy, who's also a French left back, but that's a different league, so it doesn't exactly correlate perfectly. So that's definitely something to consider. One other thing that we've got to talk about in today's episode, record breaker cards, and it doesn't look like they're in this database yet. They're not in the game yet, but they have been added to the FIFA database as a whole, but they're not in this list quite yet. But record breaker cards have been leaked, and people are very speculative on how are they going to drop them, who's going to be in it. And some of the cards that you should expect for record breakers, probably going to be Mohamed Salah, probably going to be Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams has played so many games in a row. I can't even remember what game or what record he broke, but it was something along the lines of playing consecutive matches. Mohamed Salah also broke a record in the last couple of months. And I believe Cristiano Ronaldo has broken a couple of records this year, as he does every single year. And you've also got a couple of lesser records that have been broken by players, but it's going to be tough to see what EA end up doing. Are they going to throw them into Team of the Week like they have in previous years? Because sometimes if a player breaks a record, they won't get their own promo or drop like they have every single time. Sometimes they'll just toss them into the Team of the Week, and they'll just be one of the Team of the Week items, except for a different color, essentially. It'd just be a special colored card, similar to hero cards. If you guys remember the purple hero cards, not the new hero cards, the old hero cards. When you got a special card, like when Leicester ended up winning the league, they all got hero cards. Somebody saves the team from from getting relegated. They get a hero card. That's what used to happen. And they would toss them into the team of the week instead of dropping them on their own, like we've seen with a lot of man of the match cards and even record breakers in the past. And record breakers, they date back all the way to FIFA 14, I believe, was the first one. And we saw a few during that year, but the one that everybody remembers most likely is the Miroslav Klose, who got a record breaker card. I believe it was 93 overall, and he had 99 heading with 90 stats on everything except for defense, and the card was absolutely insane. Go ahead and comment down below if you remember that card. But these have been things throughout the years, and they've done different things every single year, so it's tough to predict what they're going to do, but there are so many opportunities to actually profit on fluctuation for cards that get their own drops, even if it's just 3 or 6 cards, kind of similar to how we've seen the mini drops over the course of the last couple of weeks for ones to watch and for Road to the Knockouts. We've seen these mini drops on Sunday. Well, there's so much fluctuation that comes with those cards, and I don't know if you guys remember Musa Sow, and I don't even know if he's in the game anymore, but Musa Sow got a man of the match card, which it got its own drop along with, I believe, like 3 other man of the match cards, and that card went from about 160,000 coins, which is this starting point, and it dropped all the way to 80,000 coins, and people got in on it because people were opening packs right when it came out, but then the card skyrocketed after the supply stopped. It could happen again this year. We'll see what happens with the drop, if they drop it with everything else, or they make it an SBC, or they do its own drop. We'll have to adapt to it, but I wanted to prepare you for each of the situations because there are going to be opportunities to trade with that exact card, and if it's a squad building challenge, you always have to look for those complimentary links as well. The Frankie de Jongs. All right, so make sure you've got your head on a swivel. Keep an eye out for the UCL marquee matchups. Keep an eye out for record breaker cards. Make sure you're preparing for Team of the Week 5 investments along with the Team of the Week 5 complimentary link investments. And when it comes to Team of the Week 5, we can actually take a look at our predictions that we've seen over on, let's go ahead and use FUTBIN because that's been our handy dandy reliable website this year that we've been using a lot, and I believe you can see most of the cards. The ones that are behind my face cam are Savenir and Bakasetas, who aren't going to be all of that relevant. But if you take a look, you've got an Ogbonna right there who's 83 rated. It's a pretty bad card, but his non-rare going out of packs, I'm not saying it's going to act like Felipe Anderson. Nothing really will act like Felipe Anderson did for us back in week 2. But the card going out of packs, it is used in a lot of SBCs. It is used in advanced SBCs. People will pick that up, and it could act more like the Benoit Costil did for us when we invested in him at 1,000 coins and he rose to 2.5k. You could maybe buy 50 of a certain card. Another card that catches my eye is that right mid, Tete, who's a Brazilian right mid in the Ukrainian league. That's definitely going to be a card that's going to go up if it goes out of packs because people will continue to do the advanced SBCs, not nearly at the rate that they had in previous years, but they will do them enough. It's still early enough in the year. There are still new casual players joining the game, and there's also people doing SBC accounts inevitably to get more packs and then transfer the coins over to their main account. So people will continue to do these advanced SBCs throughout the entirety of the year. So whenever a card that's really needed for those advanced SBCs like Tete or even João Pedro possibly, I'll take a look at how much he's going for right now. But Tete's a little less than 1,000 coins. João Pedro, who's an 83 overall, there he is. Let's go and see what his price is right now. He's also less than 1,000 coins. I wouldn't like him quite as much as Tete is. And I don't know how to exactly pronounce it. I'm just going to say Tete as that right mid. But João Pedro possibly could be usable as well as an investment. And then actually, hey, there is Felipe Anderson. What do you know? Going out of packs again, possibly. I'm not sure if that's going to be one of the more confirmed ones. I haven't actually seen the stats of all these guys. I know Haaland had a brace, but one of them was a penalty, but it was a pretty good game. 3-1 win, so his goals were important. Lewandowski, Bayern Munich did beat Bayer Leverkusen 5-1. And that was a big game for Bayern. Not sure too many people doubted them, but it was a big game for Bundesliga and keeping them on top, which just pains me to say. Firmino had a hat trick. I think that one's guaranteed to get into Team of the Week, but I don't see his card really rising out of packs all too much unless it's like a really good SBC fodder card. And we can take a look at SBC fodder. Firmino would be 84 rated, correct? So let's see, is he one of the cheaper ones? It's not one of the cheaper ones, but we can take a look at all of the 84 rated and see if we can find them. Nations, popular, Brazil. Where is he at? Oh, is he not 84 rated? All right, we'll have to look at him individually. Firmino. He's 85 rated. Ah, that makes sense, because both 84s and 85s get upgraded to the exact same rating, which is 86 on their Team of the Weeks. 85 rated for him. He's about 6.7K. I don't like it. I don't like it as an investment out of packs. I think there's definitely better options for you to go with in this Team of the Week if you're going with out of pack investing. And it's Tuesday, so you've got time to think about it, but as it gets closer to the release, you will see more and more people invest in these cards, and they'll slightly rise and slightly rise. So the earlier you get in, the better deal that you're going to get. So that's what I would suggest for you guys today, and that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to slap a like on today's video. I really appreciate the support, guys, and go ahead and comment down the word carrots in the comment section below to prove that you made it to the end of today's video, and I'll make sure to drop a heart on every single one of those comments down below. As long as it includes the word carrots in it, I'll make sure to heart it, and I'll try to respond to as many of you guys as possible. Make sure to check out all of my links down below. And a lot of you guys don't actually know this, but I stream on Twitch almost every single day. It might only be for 2 hours, or maybe it's for 6 hours in a certain day. But go ahead and follow me down there, because a lot of you guys don't actually know I stream over on Twitch. I get people every day saying, "Oh, I watch you every day on YouTube. I had no idea you streamed." So here's your little warning, your little ad at the end of the video. I stream on Twitch. Go support me over there when I'm live. So I hope to see you guys in the chat here sometime soon. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.